a community does with its trash has always been a big consideration. Well, at least in modern times anyway, and especially since the first Earth Day in 1970. What Ada County has done with its trash has, well, kind of been all over the place, starting with the Boise River, which was a major receptacle of it from, well, the beginning until 1949 when Boise banned dumping trash anywhere but at designated landfills. Well, one of those first designated landfills, the present-day campus of Boise State University, giving U of I alum more fodder for their jokes, I know. The current location of Ada County's landfill is off Seaman Gulch Road on your way to Hidden Springs. It's a 2,700-acre site that's been in use for decades. But on this Earth Day, after a year of pandemic-induced disposable single-use items, and with the Treasure Valley population exploding by the thousands a month, we wanted to know how many more decades that landfill could handle. Well, not as many as they had hoped. 6 days a week, trash trucks, and just trucks with trash, fill up the Ada County landfill. For the last 13 years, they've been rolling in to the tune of about 100 trucks a day with tons and tons of rubbish and dumping it in this section, the North Ravine Cell, or the NRC. These days, the ravine is losing its resemblance to one.
It's an extremely large area.
Opening in August of 2007, the NRC has the capacity to hold 70 million cubic yards of what we throw away.
Like, how big is this? Are we talking?
I mean, 70 million cubic yards it's gigantic. It's hundreds of football fields is about the best way I could conceptualize it for you.
Well, Tom, it's a lot more than that. One football field, end zone to end zone, sideline to sideline, is about 6,400 square yards. If you were to fill that field with trash 10 feet deep to the goalpost crossbar, that would be about 21,333 cubic yards of junk. And that would mean it would take nearly 3,300 football fields filled 10 feet deep to equal the amount of space in the NRC. Spread out side by side, it would cover an area of nearly 7 square miles, or the entire city of Star. So yeah, it's big, but it's filling up fast.
So has that filled up a lot faster than anticipated?
Not a lot faster, but definitely a little bit faster. When you look at just the growth in the valley, that's not too surprising.
All right, let's look at that growth. In 2007, when the NRC opened up, Ada County's population was about 373,000. In 2020, Ada County had nearly 503,000 people. An increase also reflected in what room is left in the North Ravine Cell.
In the planning, it was engineered to be a 100-year cell based on what they thought were going to be the growth numbers, but the growth numbers were substantially larger than anyone could have anticipated.
The plan was to keep piling trash here for the next 90 years or so. With nearly 6 million cubic yards already filled, that's not the case anymore.
Looks like 2068 is our expected closure date now.
This filling up a space quicker than anticipated, is that causing some concern for Ada County landfill?
It's not necessarily concern, it's just making us be more cognizant and more aware of what we're doing and how we're doing it.
Which has a lot to do with what Ada County residents do.
I think a lot of this, and you probably know this more than anybody, it has to do with convenience. You throw it in the trash bin and it's gone and you don't even think about it. But the idea of actually proactively separating it, putting it into a trailer, then having to drive it up to yourself, that's not so convenient.
It's not, and that's actually why we want to explore more diversion programs to make it easier for people. Keeping it environmental and economical is a balance that's important, but it's a balance that takes a lot of vetting in order to get right.
Okay, so how do we slow this thing down? Well, Tom Otte says the best way is to just be cognizant, as you heard, of what we're throwing away and make sure you're getting the most out of your recycling, those diversion programs he referred to. It helps keep the debris out of the dump. Stuff like metal, concrete, drywall, those don't compact or break down very well. They already recycle metal at the landfill, and they are in discussions to figure out another way to deal with those other items. Reduce, reuse, and recycle, but the right way, says Tom, like knowing what plastics to put in what bin.